I'm Chelsea. Today, I'm sharing about gut your heart, watch your cholesterol. When we talk about heart, what is the first thing that comes into your mind? When we talk about heart, you need to understand a little bit about what cholesterol are. To stay to the end, as I'll be demonstrating a heart-healthy recipe, chick prawn crunchy toast. So, today, we are going through what is cholesterol, the importance of cholesterol, where does cholesterol come from, different types of cholesterol, and what are the consequences of having high blood cholesterol level. And we'll also look at how to eat healthily to manage our cholesterol level better, as well as debunk some myth of cholesterol in diet. So, have you heard of cholesterol? Do you think cholesterol is a type of fat? Actually, cholesterol is not entirely fat, but rather a fatty waxy substance in the body that does not mix with blood and water. Therefore, it has to be packaged in a form called lipoprotein to be transported throughout our body. So, do you think cholesterol is important in our body? Does it contribute any functions to our body, or cholesterol is not needed? Actually, cholesterol has its own functions to our body. First, it helps to contribute in making cell structure of the cell membrane. Second, some hormones are made from cholesterol. Thirdly, our bile acids are made from cholesterol, which aids in digestion, especially fats. Lastly, our body uses cholesterol to make vitamin D from the UV ray. Now, where do all these cholesterols come from? Actually, our liver produces about 80% of the cholesterol, and the rest of the cholesterols come from our diet. So having said that, let's look at the different types of cholesterol. The two main types of cholesterol are low-density lipoprotein LDL cholesterol and high-density lipoprotein HDL cholesterol. So, what is LDL cholesterol? LDL cholesterol is low-density lipoprotein. As mentioned, when cholesterol travels throughout our body, it needs to be packaged in this lipoprotein. Lipoprotein is made up of fats, protein, and triglycerides. And why is it called a bad cholesterol? Because it carries fats from your liver to other parts of the body. When there's too much of LDL in our body, it may start to accumulate slowly along the inner walls of the arteries. When it accumulates over time and form plaque, it can block up our arteries wall. I will talk about the consequences later. Next is good cholesterol, which is known as high-density lipoprotein cholesterol, HDL. So why is this HDL cholesterol is good? Because it helps your body get rid of cholesterol by transporting fats, and LDL cholesterol deposits to the liver for breakdown, thereby cleansing the arteries. Moving on, we'll talk about triglycerides. It is the most common fat in the body. Being overweight, eating a lot of high-fat and sugary foods and other sources of energy like carbohydrates, or drinking too much of alcohol can increase your triglycerides levels. High triglycerides, along with either increased LDL cholesterol or decreased HDL cholesterol, can increase your chances of developing heart attack and stroke. Here is a general target for average adult without known coronary risk factors. Ideally, total cholesterol should be less than 5.2 millimoles per liter. So what exactly is total cholesterol? Total cholesterol is the sum of LDL cholesterol plus HDL cholesterol. Moving on, we have LDL cholesterol. It should be ideally less than 3.4 millimoles per liter. For HDL cholesterol, we should aim for within 1.0 to 1.5 millimoles per liter. For triglycerides also, we do not want too much of it inside our body, so less than 2.3 millimoles per liter. So, what are the consequences of high blood cholesterol? As mentioned, too much bad cholesterol can obstruct our blood flow to our vessel over time, which can cause coronary heart disease. Stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is blocked. In addition, it may also lead to sudden cardiac arrest, which is a condition when the heart suddenly and unexpectedly stops beating. Therefore, it is so important to keep our LDL, the bad cholesterol, low and within the recommended range to decrease the risk of mentioned diseases. With that being said, how do we manage high blood cholesterol? What happens if we already have high blood cholesterol? Is it just medication? What can we do to manage our blood cholesterol? Do you remember I mentioned where cholesterol comes from? It comes from the liver and dietary intake. Therefore, it is very important to look after our diet and making sure that we eat healthily to manage our blood cholesterol. Let's look at the different components and what changes can we make to our diet to manage our blood cholesterol. So first, we should aim for heart-smart eating habits and portion control. No single food can provide all nutrients that your body needs. You have to eat a wide variety of food, all in moderation and the right balance. Remember to fill up your plates with quarter plates of protein. Choose lean protein like fish and plant-based protein such as tofu and legumes, and eggs. Aim for 2 servings of oily fish a week, as they contain omega-3 fatty acids, which are beneficial for our overall heart health. Then, fill up quarter plates of whole grain. Whole grain are packed with nutrients that promote satiety, which is good for weight management. Whole grains are high in fiber. This means it can keep you feel full for longer and helps to prevent constipations and lower our blood cholesterol level. Then, fill up another half plate with fruits and vegetables. As all of us know, fruits and vegetables loaded with dietary fiber, vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals which may help in reducing the risk of developing chronic diseases like high blood cholesterol. Consuming a rainbow of fruits and vegetables help you to reap the benefits of antioxidants and the goodness of fiber. Do you think fat is bad for your heart? Actually, not all fats are bad. There are 2 types of fats in our diet: good fats and the bad fat. Now, it is important to identify the sources of bad fat. We have 2 types of bad fats. They are saturated fats and trans fat. So why are saturated fats bad? Too much saturated fats raises LDL, the bad cholesterol levels, and hence increases the risk of heart diseases. Saturated fats can be found in animal fats like butter, lard, ghee, fatty cuts of meat, and all the animals' skin like chicken skin, duck skin, beef fats, and others. Full-fat dairy products such as full cream milk, full-fat cheese, full-fat yogurt, palm oil, coconut oil, and even coconut cream. Next, let's move our attention to trans fat. So why are trans fat bad? Too much of trans fat raises LDL, the bad cholesterol, while lowering HDL, the good cholesterol levels, leaving one vulnerable to heart diseases. Trans fat can be found in your favorite cakes, cookies, pastries like croissant, as well as commercially deep-fried food prepared with shortening or partially hydrogenated oil. Therefore, it is not advisable to have too much food containing trans fat. So, what sort of foods, good fats, are in our diet? There are 2 types of them. So let's start with monounsaturated fats. And why is it good? When it is consumed in moderation in place of bad fats, monounsaturated fats helps to lower the LDL, which is the bad cholesterol level. You can find them in olive oil, canola oil, peanut oil, sesame oil, rice bran oil, avocado, nuts like almond, cashew nuts, hazelnuts and others, as well as seeds. So the second type of good fat is what we call the polyunsaturated fats. In general, it is represented by omega-3 and omega-6. Omega-3 helps to reduce blood clotting, protects arteries from hardening, and lower the levels of triglycerides in the blood, while omega-6 keeps your heart healthy by cutting the total and LDL cholesterol in the blood. So, including them in our diets can lower the risk of getting heart diseases. Omega-3 can be found in oily fishes like salmon, mackerel, tuna, and tenggiri batang, as well as from some nuts and seeds like walnuts, flax seeds, chia seeds, and omega-3 fortified products like certain breads and eggs. Omega-6 can be found in corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and even tofu. So these are good fats. Ideally, we want to include more of these in our diets. So, mainly, we want to reduce and replace the amount of bad fats with more good fats in our diet. However, all fats are still fats, and we recommended to consume in moderation. Because good fats contains the same amount of calories as bad fat. Too much of it will increase the risk of overweight, obesity, whereby overweight and obesity are risk factors for developing heart diseases. So, what are the dietary sources of cholesterol you can think of or you have heard of? Dietary sources of cholesterol are only present in animal foods. The Ministry of Health recommends individuals with hyperlipidemia to keep their cholesterol intake under 300 mg per day. Dietary sources of cholesterol can be found in organ meat, like chicken liver, pig liver, fatty meats, as well as chicken skin, duck skin, and other sources of animal skin. Processed meats such as sausages, bacons, and hot dogs. High consumption of processed meat has been linked to increased rate of heart disease. Besides that, cholesterol can be found in egg yolk, shellfish like crab, clam, and shrimp. Recent studies have shown the effect of dietary cholesterol intake on blood cholesterol level is modest. However, it is still prudent to moderate the intake of cholesterol, especially for individuals with heart disease or diabetes. Now, besides managing your cholesterol, we also need to reduce our sugar intake. Excess sugar is known to contribute to obesity, diabetes, and other conditions linked to heart disease. Excess sugar intake may also increase your triglycerides level as mentioned. Sugar occurs naturally in a wide range of foods. Nutritionally, we do not need any sugar in our diets. If we do consume sugar, try to limit to not more than 10 teaspoons of sugar a day, as per recommended by the Health Promotion Board. A further reduction to no more than 5 teaspoons of sugar a day would bring additional health benefits as recommended by the World Health Organization. Next, to manage blood cholesterol level, it is important to incorporate source of dietary fiber into our daily diets. Dietary fiber are found in wide varieties of fruits, vegetables, whole grain, beans, and nuts. So, how much fiber do we require in a day? In Singapore, the recommended fiber intake is 20 grams for women and 26 grams for men. This equates to about 2 servings of fruits and 2 servings of vegetables every day. Don't forget that whole grain can also help to meet your daily dietary fiber needs. So always remember to replace refined grain like the white bread, white rice, with whole grain in your daily diet every day. Examples of whole grain include barley, brown rice, corn, buckwheat that used to make soba noodles, millet, oatmeal, wholemeal bread, wholemeal pasta, or wholemeal crackers. So how much is one serving of whole grain? It is half a bowl of brown rice, 2 slices of wholemeal bread, and 2/3 bowl of uncooked oats. I believe that you have heard about how superfoods can prevent heart disease. But in fact, there's no such food. So foods like blueberries, pomegranates, walnuts, and fish, while beneficial for heart health, but won't prevent you from developing heart disease. Therefore, it is important to consume a balanced diet following the Heart Smart Eating Plate. So, an overview of diet management follows the 3-5-7 Heart Healthy Principle by Singapore Heart Foundation. 3 highs, they are high in fiber, high in fresh food, and plant-based protein. Consume more fruits, vegetables, soy products like tofu, beans, legumes, and whole grains. Go for 2 servings of fruits and 2 servings of vegetables every day. Fiber, especially soluble fiber, helps to lower the cholesterol in your body. These colorful goodies give you a wide range of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants required by our body. Then, 5 lows. Lows in alcohol, lows in fat, lows in cholesterol, lows in salt and sugar. Go easy on table salt, seasoning and pickles to keep your sodium intake low. If you have a sweet tooth, consume sugar-laden food and drinks sparingly. If you consume alcoholic beverage, do so in moderation. Choose lean meat and skinless poultry and cook them in healthier way like steam, poach, grill, bake, boil, and stew. Last but not least, eat 70% full. Do you burp out loud after a meal? So chances are that you may have overeaten. If you think your stomach is 70% full, it is probably just right. Have small frequent meals instead of 3 big meals. Heart health, including high blood cholesterol, is one of the biggest health concerns worldwide. Favorable diets and lifestyle modifications influence the overall risk of cardiovascular disease. So, remember to practice heart smart eating habits in order to guard your heart and watch your cholesterol. Next, let's move on to the cooking demonstration. Today, we're going to make chick prawn crunchy toast, and this recipe serves 4. It can be a good snack. Now, let me go through the ingredient list with you. We have 90 grams of chicken breast minced, 60 grams of prawn minced, 4 pieces of water chestnut coarsely chopped, quarter of carrots finely chopped, 2 pieces of cabbage finely chopped, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, a dash of white pepper. We have half teaspoon of lower in sodium salt, and 1 tablespoon of soybean oil. Last but not least, we have 3 tablespoons of white sesame seeds, 3 slices of wholemeal bread that cut into 4 even triangles. Now, get yourself a bowl, and we are ready to mix the ingredients in. Here, we're going to add in our minced chicken, minced prawn, water chestnut, carrots, cabbage. For seasoning parts, we have a teaspoon of sesame oil, white pepper. So now, if your kids at home, okay, feel free to reduce the amount of white pepper according to your own preference. So let's mix the ingredients well together. So for this step, it's because that we want each of our toast, will have equal portions of like chicken, prawns, and vegetables so that you can enjoy it in every bite. Alright, so make sure that you mix everything well. Okay, I can really smell the fragrance comes from our sesame oil. Now, once the ingredients are all mixed well, we're ready to season it with a pinch of our low sodium salt. Okay, so our chicken prawn mixture are ready. Alright, so now you have your wholemeal bread with you. Alright, so feel free if you have a spreader with you, or you can get a spoon with you. Okay, so just scoop a tablespoon. This will be a good amount. Alright, spread it on your bread. Remember to spread a thin layer because we would like to ensure that the prawn and chicken, they are all well cooked. It is also to ensure for food safety purposes. Okay. So for now, I'm going to make a 1 serving. So we are going to make 3 toast. 1 tablespoon will do. Spread them evenly. So actually, when you are doing this at home, you can practice it together with your kids. Second one, and we have another one more. Alright, it takes some patience. Okay, yep. Alright, so let me heat up my induction cooker first. So remember, whenever you cooked, try to have your induction cooker heat at medium-low heat. Today, I'm using a non-stick pan. So for later, I will just need to use a little bit of oil will do. Now, my prawn toast, they are ready. But before that, you will have to coat them, okay, with these sesame seeds. So try to coat a layer over this chicken prawn paste. Okay, like this, evenly. Second one. Okay, the third one. Alright. So here, my toast are ready to be cooked. Alright, so let's check if my heat over my pan is ready. So here, it's already quite hot. So now, let me add in a tablespoon of soybean oil. So actually for this recipe, normally people use deep fried method. But for today, I'm using pan fry so that from here, I will have to reduce my amount of oil that I'm using. Alright, so from here, it will be beneficial for our heart health as well. So if you have an air fryer at home, feel free to use your air fryer. Alright, so spread the oil evenly. And now we are ready to cook. So get a toast here. Drop the face with this chicken prawn paste. Drop down. Okay. Alright, actually for these parts, right, these sides of our prawn toast, we require around 1 to 2 minutes to make sure they are cooked thoroughly. But for now, let me go through what are the benefits and why are we sharing this recipe with you today. So here, we are using wholemeal bread today. As you know, wholemeal bread is higher in fiber when we compare to our regular white bread. So, the higher contents of fiber may enhance or help us to boost our heart health, in which it may help us to lower down our bad cholesterol As just now I mentioned, the LDL cholesterol. Besides that, higher in fiber foods can also help us to aid in weight management because it will make us feel full longer. Alright? And then you can see that I'm using prawn and chicken. So these both, they are all leaner sources of protein that is lower in saturated fats, which are healthier for you. If you would like to add in fish, please feel free to do so. Alright? And you can see that I've added water chestnuts, cabbage, and carrots. So actually, these additions of our cabbage and carrots, they are all able to boost our daily vegetables intake. Alright? So besides that, our water chestnut, cabbage, and carrots, they are all good source of potassium, whereby it can help us to regulate your blood pressure. And here, it will be eventually beneficial to our heart health. So now, we will have to check whether it's ready on this side. Right? Okay, it's still cooking. So actually, we're using this method, it really helps us to reduce out a lot of oil. Alright? So as just now I've mentioned, whether it's a good oil or bad fats, okay, they are all having same amount of calories. So, be really mindful when you are using oil to cook. Okay? So can you hear the sizzling sound? And I can really smell the fragrance from the sesame seeds and also the sesame oil. Alright? Let it cook for a while more. And we're ready to flip over. So why does it call as crunchy toast? First, the crunchiness may come from the sesame seeds, the cabbage, water chestnut, and also the edge of our wholemeal bread. So when we're consuming this recipe as a snack, it can eventually make up a really balanced and wholesome snacks for you because it packed up with good source of fats from our sesame seeds and sesame oil, and then it hides in fiber that comes from our source of vegetables, and it is also a good source of these fats whereby we are using this sesame oil to cook it. Alright? So as you can see, they are almost done here. Try to flip over. Alright? So be gentle when you're trying to flip them over. It's because that we do not want to have our paste and the sesame seeds to break apart. So now, when we flip over, we need to make sure that our sides of this toast do have a slightly crunch. Alright? So just toast it for a little while so that it will give you a really good crunch later. Okay, let me check. Alright, our toast is ready, and now they are ready to be plated. So here you go, we have our chick prawn crunchy toast. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you find the talk is informative and you can try preparing this dish at home. See you!